in terms of their practices and what they do.
It's also that hardpoint is such a big deal this year because, you know, if you can just master hardpoint in S&D, you're pretty good in a best-of-5 series. You really need to have an incredible map pool, both of those game modes, though. So you don't really want to put all your eggs in one basket. But I think that this year definitely does highlight the importance of hardpoint in S&D in these best-of-5 series.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Going to be a big part. I mean, it's one of the reasons why we look at some of these teams and we know how slay heavy they are and how good they are just as a whole, and we just kind of sit there and we just wonder like if this is going to be such a good year for these guys, but it hasn't been looking like that for some teams. You see some teams that are favored in hardpoint have been starting to crumble under the pressure of everything like that. So Uplink Throwback is going to be the map. The rig draft is in play. Everything just pretty standard and routine. Just going to be curious to see how this one goes down, what weapons are going to be used. Are we going to see the R3K for Royalty come out in this one? Are we just going to see any NV4s, or is this all going to be K-Bars and OSA?
We are seeing the Shockwave on the side of Complexity with reactive armor as the trait. So that should be interesting to see how that the Shockwave mechanic comes into play here.
So hopping into this one at the lovely 66-second countdown.
But if you want to flip through some of these players, we're seeing K-Bars and MV4s on both sides. A little bit of OSA. No R3K this time. Royalty's put that away. You saw him pull it out for a round or two in the Search and Destroy last map. Can we look at Royalty's class? I just want to see how many attachments he's got this time. All right, cool. 5 attachments on the K-Bar again this game. Royalty kind of showing that he really likes stacking his weapon with attachments rather than running, you know, the usual blast suppressor, tac mask, or tac resist, excuse me. Dead silence that we see a lot of players run. He prefers having 5 and 6 attachments on his primary and no secondary.
Yeah, it's sort of like people always talk about like the perk balance, and are perks really a necessity? I mean, there's some that are kind of like a crutch perk. There's other ones you don't really need.
Are we seeing trophies on the side of ALG?
No trophies.
Well, this is Uplink, so I wouldn't expect them to really run trophies, but that could just be something that's exploitable by the side of Complexity. Just make sure they're throwing those tacticals and those lethals if they're not running all the perks they need.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to start off this map number 3 with Mochilla, the man who did so much in hardpoint for this squad. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. He's going to be tagged up immediately by a foot-check grenade. Not going to be able to do much right here. Going to tag a player up in the top bridge area. Parasite going to draw first blood. That one's going to be on Remy, and already 2 down for the side of Allegiance and make that 3.
3 players fall. Parasite and Exotic in a great position with the drone to run this straight through Grandma's and set up for the rally if they can get the spawn trap going. Exotic, though, is actually not going to run it through Grandma's. He's going to hit the wall run and go through mid. Kind of questionable because that just gave Moch a free, just all 3 of them lining up. That gives him a free triple kill.
Yep.
I would have preferred the pathing with the drone to go through Grandma's there. I think that would have worked out a bit better for them.
You're going to see the Allegiance arrows start to take over the map control, but there's going to be a spoil to this party, and it's going to be Llama once again pushing through this bridge side, now going up to top green with the Osa. Should be able to win his gunfight very, very easily, but no, he's going to be shut down at the hands.
Moch is hot right now in the series.
He's going to get the drone. You're going to see a lot of the teams just start to favor this bowling side. It's really the side that you want to control. It's going to benefit you greatly. It's how you can get a spawn trap and a very, very good relay going. You see Royalty trying to do everything he can to try to make something happen, and it's going to be Mochilla dunking it in.
All right, Mochilla getting 2 points on the board on a 4 streak at the moment. This extended mag K-Bar is really doing him well. Staying alive in the enemy base. He's going to run out of bullets here soon. Just 24 left in his mag. Expect to see him pick something up off the enemy team's dead body. He's 50 away from being fully streaked out. And that could be huge for his team if he wins this engagement. There it is, sticking on board with his great positioning. He's able to find himself fully streaked out, and another drone opportunity that's failed at the last second. Complexity with the base defense finds themselves with 3 kills and an opportunity to reset that drone and get back to middle map, but they know they have to clear out Sinful here. Exotic is the one to do so. So now they need to keep their mid-map pressure up. 2 players pushing up straight through bowling. Remy's still able to answer to at least one of them. But Royalty and Mochilla still find kills. So Complexity, what looked like a good push when they were able to kill Sinful, was turned right back around, and Royalty has an opportunity to throw for a 1-point play. Whips it. So it looks like Complexity should be able to just take this, throw it out of the map.
It looks like they're actually just going to play from their base and try to make something happen here, pushing it through the blue side. And they need to win these gunfights. It's going to be Mochilla once again, spoiling the party. There's going to be 1 player left up, and Exotic has no choice but to just throw it outside of the map. It's a smart reset, but it didn't actually go outside of the map. It bounced back in.
Oh no, this is huge for ALG. 2 players just in front of him on the opposite side from Complexity. He's actually going to decide to wrap back. The spawns ended up working in favor of them. It seemed like they spawned like right up on top of the point and sort of towards bowling. So they should be able to respond to this pretty easily. Even with Moach's 2-piece, we're seeing Parasite and Swarley respond, and that drone is reset. Nothing's coming from that play.
Yeah, it definitely is a Royalty. Just going to go ahead, throw the drone in top ticket. Just trying to play for his life while he waits for his teammates to come back and for the support. One player challenging right here, gets a slide, is going to be able to take out Exotic. One more player jumping through the window. That is going to be Llama. Now look for the push from Complexity to come from this left side. Throws the drone forward for yards to get out his weapon.
All right, so Llama just trying to play for some map control here with his team. He knows he's kind of alone. He has the OSA, and he doesn't have the attachments on his gun for these long-range gunfights. So he's actually going to try and take it to mid-map and apply a little bit more close-range pressure and let his NV4 take that position. So it's good to see these roles coming into play. You saw Parasite, how much better and like how much more advantageous of a situation he was in with the NV4 there. He found himself on a 6 streak, and he gave the rest of his team the ability to push up and get this 2-point play.
Yep, and they're in a good position here with Exotic sitting in the back of the enemy base, right below the goal. He's going to be able to try to make something happen here. They could get a little rally going, but they need to get that middle map control. You see it's completely wide
know he's
open.
here.
They need to get that player out of this top green area. That's Sinful. He's going to have the MV4 in hand. He's going to be able to find one. Can he find a second? Shots are going to be tagged up on him, but the drone, once again, going to be picked up by Swirly and tossed forward for yards, but now it's going to be 3 down for the side of Allegiance. Remy's going to be running this one.
Yeah, I'm surprised Complexity wasn't able to capitalize on the fact that Exotic was on that flank right there. He died, and then so did everyone else on Complexity mid-map. They all got wiped. There's a turnover. Remy brings it in, finds himself a 2-point play, and ALG in the lead. 35 seconds remaining in this first half before the players switch sides. And ALG was able to respond very well, making a point off of that turnover. And now they're in a position to rally here. They got Complexity force spawned out towards blue. They have to cut through mid if they want to stop this at all. Mochila towards middle map though, or towards barn though, trying to stop the flank. One more middle map. Complexity's able to find the kills. That's exactly the pressure they needed. Great overextension coming in from Complexity towards mid-map.
Well, let's see if Complexity can just finish this one off on a good note and try to get this last throw. The drone is going to go right under the goal, and it's going to be picked up by the players from ALG, and it's going to be Allegiance going up 6-3 after 1 round of uplink play.
Allegiance is looking pretty good. If you just look at Moach's POV and no one else, it's really impressive to me how Moach is playing in this series right now. Overall, Allegiance is looking fine. It sounded like I was taking shots at them, but no, they're playing fine in this series. Just Moach is really standing out to me for his consistency throughout the series here and what he's contributing to the team.
Yeah, it's just right there at the very end. It's he had such a good read of the spawns too. Like they were getting this relay going, and he just knew that the players weren't coming around. He went all the way back to barn because he knew that they were going to start overextending. So it just shows the knowledge that he has, especially in a game mode like
he just got team
uplink.
killed. Llama just got team killed, and he was on such a favorable position to take down Moach, getting in his face right when he needed to reload. A little bit of a miscommunication there as the flechette grenade comes in and takes him out. You would think that they would like know exactly who's going to be throwing what grenades in their opening breakout there. That team kill is inexcusable. So here we are. Moach able to push up, find himself a kill, and see if Moach had died here, if he didn't get that team kill, Moach wouldn't have streaks right now. Moach wouldn't be alive on Lemon right now, and they wouldn't have this just wall of an AR player in their face.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be Royalty in control of the drone. Is he trying to go for the 1-point toss over here? Oh, trying to get a little sneaky, but the interception is going to come in there from Parasite. He's going to be running out of the map. He is going to end up getting killed from being outside of the map for too long, but the drone is going to be reset. So nonetheless, see what they're going to be able to do here. Trinity Rocket is ready for Sinful if he does opt to use that one. Remy just going to toss the drone forward. Not going to be able to get anything to come of that.
Moach pushing up towards middle map here. He's got one teammate behind him, but not really in range to do much. That's Sinful right now that actually has his payload available. Not sure if this is the situation where he wants to pop it, but lots of mid-pressure coming in from Complexity. Sinful and Royalty are able to answer back with something. However, Parasite position is going to respond right back to it. Ducking down so he can stay alive for his team, give them some time to come off spawn. He finds 2 kills. Awesome positioning and pathing out of Parasite there to make the most of his life and buy Complexity some time.
This is the Parasite you need game in and game out. He needs the MV4 in his hands. This is what he's most comfortable with. He doesn't need any other AR. Get him the MV4. He's just that smart of a player, and we have to give him huge credit for that. He knows what situations to put himself in and which gunfights to contest. He plays the range perfectly with it, and it's exactly what you need. We see him time and time again in getting this middle map control for the side of Complexity. Now we're going to see him trying to push out here, trying to make something happen on the drone. Is going to be taken out. Exotic going to be left last alive. Sinful and crew are going to start to push out through this blue side.
We're seeing the drone wrap towards blue side. Not not the most popular way to take the drone, just because it's so difficult to kill the enemy team and then have them spawn up right in front of you again. I see most teams just favoring that bike path side of the map, and you can kind of see why here. It fails and it's overturned. We see the turnover, 1-point play coming in. Actually, I think he might have just been throwing that for distance, but they're not able to connect with anything just yet. And it looks like Allegiance is able to clear out the base with little to no problems, and they're going to bring the drone back over to blue side anyway.
And we're starting to see some payloads coming into play here too. Royalty is going to have the overdrive, and all lethal that can be. Remy going to go ahead and toss the drone outside, but now Parasite does have overdrive as well, so that's something to keep in mind. If they can start to slay out of the base a little bit, get the drone to Parasite, get him to pop that overdrive, you can maybe get a 1-point play. Obviously, you want to try to get a 2. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here. The defensive stop trying to come in from Royalty will be taken out there by Llama. 4 down for Allegiance. Things are looking good for Complexity. Now, when you get 4 down, you need to start thinking of trying to get this relay going. And the side they're attacking from, it's going to be hard to do that.
So there's a dunk. This game just got a little bit closer here as Complexity is only trailing by 1 point here. That's just 1 possession, and Llama has access to the Scarab. Not really too useful here when we get an uplink, just considering how much coordination is required from teammates having their gun up. You already have 1 player that has the drone in their hand, and if you call someone out with the Scarab, that's just another gun down. It's a really difficult situation to be in, but we'll see if they can make it work. Parasite's pushed up onto bus side, but he gets traded just after he finds 1 kill. Complexity not able to really follow up on his player positioning at all, as Royalty and Remy just shut out the rest of the players on the side of the map.
If they can get Parasite into a good position, I mean, just by slaying out, and Parasite himself can slay out, they're going to be in a good position to at least tie this game up. He still has overdrive to work with, and he needs to use it in this final minute of the game, because it's going to be absolutely huge. Drone going to be positioned right on front green. Is he going to be able to get this kill? Yes, he does now. Drone in his hands. Will he pop the overdrive? That's the question. He's going to be able to get 1 beat down. 43 seconds left to work with. Just trying to figure out, just following his teammates, making sure he has that support. The overdrive needs to be popped soon.
They all went towards blue side. Parasite looked like he was trying to set up for a play towards mid. Maybe it's some sort of a miscommunication, or they didn't expect Parasite to stay alive around the drone, but that looked like a really disorganized play there, and something that Parasite was trying to set up, and it just ended up not working out for him.
It looked like a lot of miscommunication. You saw him just kind of, hey, should I run bottom steps? Where should I go? And they decide to wrap all the way back to the tunnel. But now you're going to see Allegiance just playing the time. I mean, basically what they're going to do is if he gets shot, he's just going to toss the drone out of the map for a fresh reset. And that is going to be the game. Allegiance is going to take this one 6-5, going up 2-1 in this best-of-5 series.
Allegiance 1 map. Sorry, my big head, my headset like just slipped off. But anyway, Allegiance 1 map away from closing the series out here. Ending the uplink with another great performance from Mochilla. On the opposite side, we see Complexity. I think what is probably a really frustrating game for Parasite, because I think that he played, there were so many situations where you could see that he was trying to set up a play, and it just wasn't working out for him. There was no one else to follow up the positions that he was in. When they would get these kills, they weren't able